Hello everyone. Today's video is about classification of organic compounds. Basically, this video is for the students who are not fond of organic chemistry, who find organic chemistry quite difficult. So this is the first basic video for them to understand the organic chemistry classification and its categories. So have a look. Number one is that question is there that which says that describe the classification of organic compounds. There are mainly two categories for organic compounds. Number one is open chain compounds and the other is closed chain or cyclic compounds. So there are two main categories for the hydrocarbons or organic compounds, which is open chain compounds and closed chain or cyclic or ring compound. Okay, mainly how many categories? Two categories. First category is open chain compounds. Open chain compounds are straight chain or branched chain hydrocarbons that do not contain any ring in their structure. So their structure is quite similar or simple, you can say. They have a straight chain and open chain structure. However, they can be found in the form of branched chain as well. Basically, these are aliphatic compound. Aliphatic compound means that their name have been driven for the situation that they exist in fatty acids or they exist in fats. That's why they are called aliphatic, and their name was derived from this Greek word. Okay, so here it's example of straight chain aliphatic hydrocarbons and branched chain aliphatic hydrocarbons. The straight chain example is ethyl alcohol and acetic acid. Both are very straight in their chain. And the second is branched chain isobutane and tertiary butyl alcohol. Usually this aliphatic compound exists in the form of N iso neo etc, which just describe them. So you may see the other words like normal, iso and neo alkanes as well. Okay, so you must not get confused what are they. In fact, N is straight chain and the other, the iso and neo, come under the heading of branched chain. Okay, so this was open chain. Let me revise it another time. Open chain, the word is aliphatic hydrocarbons derived from the Greek word which means that they are fatty or they exist in the fats. They have two basic types, straight chain and branched chain, which are mentioned in front of you all. Okay, so this was the first category or the first class of organic compound. The second is, or the second basic category of hydrocarbons is closed chain or cyclic compound or ring compound. So this chain or this type of category has further three names. Closed chain, the chain is present however, but it is in the form of closed structure. When it get closed, so it must be existing in the form of cycle, or whether it may exist in the form of ring. Okay, so on the basis they are further subdivided into two categories or two types, that is homocyclic and heterocyclic. If there is one ring, they would be called monocyclic. If there is more than one ring, they would be called as dicyclic, and more than two, so you may say that polycyclic hydrocarbons. But basically on the basis of the composition of the ring, that what kind of atoms are present in the ring, they are categorized in two types, that is homocyclic and heterocyclic. Further, homocyclic is divisible into two categories, that is aromatic compound and alicyclic compound. Okay, and so one by one let's just discuss it. I have just differentiated here. The first one is aromatic compound. Just remember that a word indicate itself. Aromatic compound says that there will be aromatic ring in them. An aromatic ring will be summarized in the form of benzene ring. That those compound will definitely contain at least one benzene ring in their structure. So that's why they would be called as aromatic hydrocarbons. So here it is written compounds having benzene ring of 6 carbon atom, that is ring with single and double bond at alternate position. Okay, this alternate position of double and single bond create an aromaticity and resonance inside the molecule, which are called aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds occur chiefly in plants and mainly of them are sweet smelling. The word aromatic has been driven from the fact that they are usually sweet smelling. Aroma, the word aroma means fragrance. So these are the example. This one is very well known, benzene, however little distorted type of structure is there. However, benzene C6H6 toluene, which is C6H5 hydrogen. Look, these two structures are quite similar, right? However, they differ into each other with just one hydrogen. This hydrogen is absent in this position, and this hydrogen is replaced by CH3, which is about toluene. So the formula is now, instead of C6H5 C6H6, instead of C6H6 it is C6H5CH3. Okay, so aromatic compound usually gives substitution reaction, that you have to remove one atom in order to introduce other one. We will discuss it later. And this is benzoic acid, whose formula is C6H5COOH. Okay, so here is also one hydrogen from that position is removed and COOH group has been introduced. So C6H6 termed as C6H5COOH. Okay, so this was aromatic compound in which the vitality or the basic thing is that aromatic ring benzene must be present inside the structure. The second is alicyclic compound. This is type of homocyclic compound. Okay, we are reading homocyclic compounds. Number one was aromatic hydrocarbons and the other is alicyclic compounds. Alicyclic compound, as you can see them, this is cyclopropane, this is cyclobutane, this is cyclopentane, this is cyclohexane. They somewhat look like aromatic compound, right? So how they are differentiated? Like, they are quite similar to these. They are also having ring, they are also having ring, but why they are separated into another class? Because they are not aromatic. Okay, so both of the categories has one basic difference, which is a huge difference, which is that they are not at all aromatic in nature. They don't have alternate double bond as benzene ring usually have, and aromatic compound will have definitely. They don't have, alicyclic compound don't have the concept of aromaticity at all. Structure wise they may resemble aromatic compound, however in the properties wise they are like alkanes. They are very similar to alkanes in their reactivity, in their physical and chemical properties. However, structure wise they are little bit similar to aromatic compounds. So just don't get confused between both of them. They are huge different. Okay, these include polymethylene such as cyclobutane, and the compound contain no double bond. Okay, word propane, this ane is indicating that this is an alkane. There will no double bond in the molecule. Okay, so these are the two categories of homocyclic compounds. So coming to the last category of closed chain compound is heterocyclic compound. If you are a biology student, you must have learned about heterogeneous and homogeneous species or something like that, which explain that homogeneous has the same properties or same sort of thing and hetero has something different. Okay, so same is here the case. Heterocyclic compound has one molecule other than carbon. Okay, they contain some heteroatom. Here furane contain oxygen as heteroatom, because look, here is carbon, here is carbon, here is carbon, here is as well, like 4 carbon. Here should also have been a carbon, but instead of carbon there is a oxygen. This oxygen is an heteroatom. This heteroatom is making this cycle a heterocyclic compound, which is furane, and the other is pyrrole. Here the carbon is replaced by nitrogen So thus having the heteroatom and heterogeneous compound, that's called pyrrole, has a formula of C4H4NH. Okay, the last one is thiophene, which has a formula of C4H4S. Here sulfur is present as a heteroatom. And the last one is pyridine, which is C5H5N, which says that not only one carbon is missing but one hydrogen is also less. Like here hydrogen were also less. So here nitrogen is, this is pyridine. So this was basically about the classification of organic compound. This was for this video for the encouragement of the student to be in to be enthusiastic about studies, and just take interest in organic chemistry. It's really very interesting. So classification of organic compound, there are two main categories of organic compound: open chain compound, closed chain compound. Open chain is quite simple. They are further categorized into straight chain and branch chain, and the closed chain are of homocyclic compound and heterocyclic. Homocyclic has two basic types, which are aromatic compound and alicyclic compound. Aromatic compound contain aromaticity in their structure. Benzene is vitality or essential condition for the compound, and the alicyclic compound look like aromatic, however they are not at all aromatic. They are resembling alkanes. And the last one is heterocyclic compound, which contain a heteroatom in their structure, which give them specific properties, which you will learn later. So just subscribe to the page, and just recommend your friends to like this video and subscribe to the channel as well. Stay connected, stay safe.